Wolverine 5, roger. Okay. EID with the individuals coming out of the building with weapons. This is Wolverine 5, you're clear to engage. Initials Mike Juliet Alpha. You're clear to engage with weapons.
For me, it's always been the community and the stable environment, but at the same time, improving on the way the video game environment has changed throughout the years to maintain that positive community.
The thing I like the most about TAW is it has such a wide range of players, all coming together for a common goal. And as Jicky said, the sense of community. You take such a diverse group of players, getting them together for a common goal of just having fun, and it really brings a sense of camaraderie with the group that you can't really find anywhere else, or at least I haven't been able to find anywhere else.
What do I like the most about TAW? I like the fact that we, as people have already spoken about, we have a very diverse range, but it's not just professions, it's ages. So all of you people are very, very young. And the fact is that there are very few places around here in the gaming community where you can get such a gigantic range. Most gaming organisations tend to select for a certain type of player. TAW, of course, is extremely open, and I appreciate and value that very much.
It's what brought me into TAW. The guys, the camaraderie, everyone getting together, talking, sharing basically an hour of our lives together every week or more, talking about your life, not only gaming. Like it really is a family here.
Oh, I guess it was that first interaction with a TAW member would have been Mercenary while playing Battlefield 3, and we were on Metro map, which is an iconic Battlefield map, and squad chat, I hear this very crackly microphone trying to invite me over to TAW, followed by the boot camp process with the same crackly voice microphone by Mercenary, and I still don't know if I got all of his instructions correct, but here I am 12 years later.
My earliest memory is, it'll be about 15 years ago that I first joined. And I, as a fresh 19-year-old, the first person I remember really talking to was Saro, who really encouraged me to come join. I joined with a lot of people who ended up being rather high up in TAW over time. And it was really down-to-earth experience in the fact that I didn't really realize things like this existed, and I was just a solo player for the longest time, and then joining this is like, wow, such an eye-opening experience to see teamwork, like actual teamwork in a game that's about teamwork. It was definitely a great thing to run into at that time.
Well, I've been in TAW almost 18 years, and what I remember is very early on, people like Hook. Now, some of you may remember Hook was an XCC, but I learned so much from Hook about how these things work, and to this day, I still refer to the lessons he taught me.
Oh, my earliest memory, joining in Bad Company 2 of TAW. Yeah, goes back. Beer Stud is a guy who recruited me in, and man, that group back then was fun. All ages, young to old, but everyone was respectful. Everyone was fun. It made me want to come back every week.
Yeah, it's definitely helped me improve my social skills, even though we don't ever really see each other through what was once TeamSpeak and now Discord. We do have that ability with cameras, but who can afford that nowadays? Social skills, organization, helps a little bit in the real world environment. Teamwork.
I think it's definitely given me an ability to see issues through other people's eyes and realize that there's two sides to everything. It's not always just a one-way street. And it's definitely given me the ability to work issues out with others, because what comes with that diverseness is there's a lot of different ways of thinking about stuff, and not everyone's on the same wavelength about everything, which is fine. But it's really given me that ability to work with others because of that.
Well, I get to practice the skills that I use in real life. if I'm producing a play, if I'm creating a presentation for an historic site. The same skills are in play in those places as they are as a field specialist. Essentially, the field specialist is the ringmaster for the circus that is a mandatory, and all of the skills that come into play to create those experiences for our players are very, very transferable to similar places in, let's call it real life for the sake of argument.
To be honest, structure. I'm very ADHD. I'm all over the place. You ask the guys in my game. I never sit still. I can't do that. It's just not my thing. So it gave me that structure to, schedule times. Actually having to learn time zones, because I live in Arizona. We don't do daylight savings time. So that was a whole new thing for me, having to learn across all the different stuff and talking to people, and it was interesting. I liked it.
Continued growth. See if we can adapt to the current world of video games with all this streaming and Twitch and the younger generation coming up. Hopefully we can guide them to a more communicative gaming environment, less toxicity that we've seen with social media lately, I hope.
I'd like to see, as Jicky said, continued growth. I'd like to see more people brought in with that same experience that I had, that eye-opening experience of, wow, this is what gaming can truly be.
I'd like to see TAW grow back. I remember a pretty good glory days of TAW, but I've also seen how the gaming community has changed over the years. I'd like to see the old with the new blend and then just kind of moving forward.
Me, because I can't fly.
Yeah, or me, Ringo. I can't fly either.
The thing is, you guys at least admit you can't fly. There's some people that can't fly who don't know they can't fly, and that is scary.
I always say, if you're flying with me, buckle up. It's going to be a ride, and expect to bail quick.
For me, it was the first one, 1942, because it was the first time I played a multiplayer game where it wasn't, as it were, a bunch of individuals just trying to get the best KDR. You needed a squad of people to make those things work, and it was extraordinary. It was a huge eye-opening experience, and quite frankly, I have very little interest in the other multiplayer games.
I mean, yeah, 1942 was an epic game. That was my first online experience game of jumping in and playing with people. It was pre-TAW. I was in a whole different other gaming clan back then, but that was being able to experience that. Now everything's cross-play with consoles and PCs and stuff, and then there's always that conversation there. But back then, it was just truly PC online play.
My first FPS online was something that most of you probably haven't heard of. It was a game called Joint Operations, made by the same people who made the original Delta Force games. But my best Battlefield game in TAW, I started in Bad Company 2, and I'd probably say it was Battlefield 3, because it feels like that's where we really got into the swing of things. Battlefield had like 100 and something members at that time. I don't remember the exact number, but like our matches were huge. You had to plan for 64 v 64, like inter-clan matches, which is unheard of anymore in any clan. And it was just such an experience to plan stuff as a team, because you'd sit down and make plans for 6 different squads a team, which was just such an experience and so very fun. And it was a lot of work to be a PL back then, but it was definitely rewarding.
I would say, so I came late Battlefield 3 when I finally switched to PC. So I recruited end of Battlefield 3, then we started doing Battlefield 4 beta. And as that game became quite refined for the multiplayer, and we started our competitive portion for Battlefield 4. And that was quite the experience to lock down with a small squad, take the gaming community very seriously with rules and anti-cheat software, and really focus on a serious tournament style with the best players we had at that time.